Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to those of you around the world. Welcome to the daily Trade the Chain crypto update, where we give you everything you need to know for the next 24 hours and hopefully the next few days. Today is Friday, July 14th, and we are rounding out what is, now a very, very positive week for the crypto sector. We're looking at DXY right now. There is, obviously no data prints or anything like that today. So pretty much just flying free roam into the weekend with this SCC XRP news kind of behind us. And like I said, we're looking at DXY right now. And one thing you'll notice is that, we talked about this break of 101 leading down to likely 99, dropped pretty quickly. And obviously equities and crypto, having a decent time during this drop. Now, the one context is, if we drop further, I would expect risk to, definitely have a little bit of fun. But it is important to remember, just like we've had this ranging volatility that could come at the 99 level or possibly the mid 97 level down here. So I would say it's probably more likely to range in the 97 level, considering how much ranging we saw down here back in March of 2022. But, I don't want to immediately start betting on it cracking below. It certainly could, but, it's going to get tougher as there's more trading ranges down in the, the mid to high 90s level. So just watch for this. And of course, if this does, hold at 99 and start to range around here, that doesn't mean I would immediately expect risk assets to pull back. Maybe they relax, maybe they don't go up as high, but if this does, appear to be holding the 99.5 level and then inching higher, then that's when I would expect risk to kind of take a break. So I think you're kind of okay right now with still stepping into the risk markets. But if you do see some big volatility, especially at the beginning or middle of next week, back into this 100 level, that would kind of be a sign of caution, I think, for risk. So looking at equities, we did discuss the possibility of this hitting 45.60 yesterday. And of course, it hit it very early this morning, directly after the open, obviously selling off a little bit, but still above its previous daily high. So extending that out, we're looking at the hourly, great chart so far, getting a bit oversold, and now we're seeing some bullish divergence here. So, anytime we do see that, we have to recognize that prices, could be cooling a little bit. So that's certainly something to look for. And if that does play out, probably expect, prices to drop back down to probably 45.25 or maybe 45.10, just kind of in this little, trading, not exactly a range, but definitely some intraday price action in here. So would expect probably that level to be the next stop, but we could certainly still hold the previous daily close, beautiful wicks right now. And if we do end up moving higher, my next stop would be 45.90. And that coincides with, just so you're understanding what I'm looking at, 45.90 level coincides with this lower high from early April. And the big number is 46.30, which coincides from the high from March of 2022. So this I would expect to be kind of a demand zone where you'd see some chop, maybe some selling, maybe difficulties breaking above 46.30 immediately. So that's where I would expect the next stop to be, and maybe some chop kind of in this little range area up here. So that's definitely something to watch out for if you are bullish heading into July. So whether or not that breaks immediately, I don't know, but I would say it's probably more likely than not, considering this, this looks like someone's, TWAPing a buy. We could see some volatility down, but if we get a quick buy back up, I would definitely expect us to break higher. So if we break below the previous daily close, like I said, 45.25, 45.10 area, hold this level and get above 45.60, we'll start to zoom up to 45.90. So looking at Bitcoin, did experience a bit of a sell-off right before I got on stream. But if this hourly does close how it looks right now, I would say that, continuation is certainly likely. That is, not the best candle in the world, but in terms of a doji, in terms of kind of a swing failure pattern, it didn't exactly sweep these lows, but it swept the range lows, immediately bought back up, above halfway through the range. Candle bodies closing above these candles. So it's definitely positive preliminarily. So what we want to see and what we told the TTC community before is get above 31.3. And as you'll see, we had some wicking action up here that kind of capped us at that 31.3 level. But get above 31.3, head up to 31.4, 31.5, break above the previous daily close, and then attack this high right here. And then obviously, if you can get above that high, you can start to talk about walking all the way up to 32.4K, which would be the next resistance. And just to zoom out on the daily like we did for equities, the reason that 32.4 is our number is it is the high of the range from back in May of 2022. And then the low of where we were in January of 2022 is right at that 33K level. So this is, similar to the equities kind of demand zone where I would expect some selling, some volatility, some chop. This is exactly what I would expect for the 32.5, 33 level for Bitcoin. We could zoom right through, anything could happen, but this is where I would expect some profit taking, some relaxation of price action. And so that's something to definitely look out for. But I will say, checking out the daily candle, we didn't get the picture perfect daily close, but it did close above, 31,469. So, just under the 31.5 mark. So, definitely seeing a little bit of selling, but if we can stay above the 31K level, which is kind of really that critical resistance line for this range, then I definitely think we still have a chance to move, up into that 32K area, potentially over the weekend or maybe into next week. But we need to just stay above 31K over the weekend, and I think good things will continue for Bitcoin. Looking at ETH, very similar compared to Bitcoin in terms of the recent selling. It's still a decent doji. The body is closing, body seems to be wanting to close above the bodies of these candles down here, which is certainly positive, but you do need to get above the previous daily close, which is 2004 right now. Get above that, then you can head to, the 2020 area where we obviously had price cap yesterday. Get above 2020, you're at 2040. And 2040 is critical because as we zoom out, it's actually a little bit more. Let me look at the 4 hour, I believe. Let's zoom out. Yeah. Okay. So the reason I drew 2040 is just because it's the low of this range that we traded in mid-April. So this whole area up here is going to be kind of one giant range that we need to crack through and to get above 21.27. I mean, really need to get above 2140, but getting into this range, you'll probably see some chops, see some motion, but hopefully it grinds higher up to 2127, or 2140. But there's no exact kind of demand zone like we talked about for Bitcoin or equities in this type of trade, but I would say, that demand zone is most similarly kind of in this 2020, 2040 level. If we can get above 2040, it's a lot of room to roam. It's a couple $100 worth of price action. So I wouldn't be too concerned, about longs if we can crack the 2040 level, but that's still going to be a difficult area. As you can see, we're not trading perfectly right now. We definitely want this hourly close to look a little bit better in the next 10 minutes. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But again, and just like with Bitcoin, we want to stay above 1977. That level is 31K for Bitcoin. That level is 1977 for ETH, in my opinion. So I definitely think we have a chance to head higher, but obviously seeing some equities bearish divergence and potentially scaling back is slightly worrisome. But again, stay above 31K for Bitcoin, stay above 1977 for ETH. And I definitely think that there is still chances to head higher. If we do see a confirmed break of these lows, then we'll look for shorts. But I don't think, looking for shorts right now is the smartest or best decision with your money. I mean, you're more than welcome to fade me, but I think right now, at least heading into next week, I think we've still got a little bit of bullishness left. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So wishing everybody a fantastic weekend. Good luck on the charts. Hope everybody makes money and does well. We're certainly in a great position, but definitely seeing some volatility here. I want to see us move back up to this previous daily close, and hopefully get above that as we head into the end of the day today. So good luck, happy trading. See everybody on Monday.